We've not even started yet. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. If you're going to be sick, don't do it on the pillows. Thank you, lady. Thank you, lady. Yes, welcome to what is going to be the most nerve-wracking Birds episode of Purple Rain. Because we are recording this today on June the 3rd, the day the expansion process officially gets underway as we get ever closer to the first ever expansion draft on June the 9th. Which is literally next Monday. Today marks the first step in the expansion process as the expansion protection lists are revealed. Now, we, towards the end of last week, recorded a Birds episode where we talked through who us three would protect, and that episode was published literally last night. I got it post-production over the weekend. It got published last night, so go and check that one out. We are going to remind you for each team before we reveal the actual list. We're going to reveal to you who we chose to protect, and then do the actual one. Yeah, there's so much to get through. We've got that. Also, at the end of the show, we're going to reveal who is still eligible for protection, because there is a 4 spot potentially up for grabs. And we're also going to reveal who is technically eligible to be taken in the exclusive design window throughout the rest of this week. So there's a lot to get through. We're going to just crack straight into it. And we're going to do it in alphabetical order. Now, one thing I need to tell you guys is I have not seen these lists. These two have not seen these lists. They got published at noon Eastern, so that's 5 o'clock here in the UK. So we have not seen these lists. We're about to see these for the very first time. So what you're about to get is genuine live reaction to these protection lists. Okay? Ready? Not tough. We're going to do it. We'll do it. So we're going to go in alphabetical order. So we'll start with the Boston Fleet. Now, I'll remind you who the Purple Trio chose to protect from Boston. And I'd highly recommend you go and, if you haven't checked the episode already, please check that out first, because it was quite a show. Us three found this really, really hard. I don't know how Kenzie and Shaw did it with such ease on TSN. On their youth show, I thought, there was a great video published last on TSN youth show where Kenzie and Shaw basically did it. They kind of did it with breeze. Yeah, they kind of did it with such ease there. Anyway, so I'll remind you who we chose. So we for the Boston Fleet, the Purple Trio, said Anne Frankel, Hilary Knight, Alina Muller should be protected. That's who we chose. Let's see who actually has been protected by the Fleet ahead of the draft. Here we go. Right, okay. Gonna bring it up now. Okay, here we go. Just give me a second to make sure it's loaded up correctly. Harry Knight's unprotected. No! Oh my God! No! Oh my God! No! The Boston Fleet have protected Anne Frankel, Alina Muller, and Megan Keller. Oh! So we were almost right. We were almost right. Oh, for God. No. Are you serious? USA's all-time leading points scorer, your captain. You're gonna leave Hillary unprotected? Well, it's bye-bye Hillary. Yeah, bye-bye meet the future captain of PWHL Seattle, Hillary. I'm calling it now. You think she'll go to Seattle? Well, Seattle's GM is Boston's former assistant GM. So I imagine she's thinking, right, gonna get Hillary as my first ever captain. Oh my god. Well, that just bang goes what I said on Tier Report. So because when I did the Tier Report episode where I looked back on the month of March for the Sharks, we also got, that's also we get to do the trailer line recap. Right. And I was saying how, well, the Boston Bruins, there's no loyalty over there. They got rid of Jim Montgomery, they got rid of Brad Marchand, whereas the Fleet's the complete opposite. Well, that just now goes out the window. Seriously. I don't care she's mid-30s. I don't care she's going to be retired from international play. You don't let a star player like that go! No. What are you thinking? Do you think that played a factor? The fact that she... I think it might have been literally before the World Cup finals began. She literally announced that next year's Olympics in Vancouver is going to be her last for Team USA. Do you reckon that played a factor? Because if that did, that's wrong. That's wrong. I don't care if somebody's announced they're retired from the international game. It doesn't mean they're definitely retired from the game full stop. Right. Because if I've got anything from many, many years of watching the Olympics, is that a lot of athletes retire young. They do. A lot of athletes retire young. Yeah. Because it takes a lot out of them with their bodies and everything. Yeah. It can take a lot. So I'll just try to get the camera right. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, thank you. It just takes a lot of out of them. So, and she is now what, 35? She is in that bracket where people start to think, well, there might not be long left for her. And yet you've got Alex Ovechkin in who's about to turn what, 40 next year. He's still playing. Yeah, it's like yeah, ciao. I just I mean, that's a bad move. I mean, if you've got the face of US hockey on your roster and also your captain, you'd want to do everything you possibly can to protect her. Yeah, because you know she's going to be the easy target to go in the draft. If we're thinking about who each team potentially could absolutely lose next Monday, there's Boston's. Yeah, there is Boston's. You're going to let Hillary Knight go. Oh my god. I would not be surprised if she goes in the exclusive sign window, because I think Seattle's going to be thinking, right, like you, George, yeah. The GM for Seattle is a former assist GM from Boston, so she knows the players. She's going to be, right, Hillary's unprotected? Right, having her. Yep. Having her. But wow. Interesting the third protection slot, because we didn't call Megan Keller. No, because I think with Boston, we got our picks for that pretty much easy. We went Franco, Knight, Muller, Dumb. But we used but we took into account, obviously, now Alina Muller was a big factor in last year's World Cup finals. The reason it went against was because of Alina Muller. Yeah. So, and also with Franco, Boston's got a really tricky net mine scenario. I think what's going to be touched by the expansion draft next week is it's going to indicate what teams are going to need going into the next draft on June 24. And for Boston, it's going to be net mining, because I have heard recently, Emma, can you confirm this for me? I have heard Emma Soderberg is going to go back to Sweden. Yeah, I have seen reports like you had that Emma Soderberg, who is considered a backup for Boston, she is not returned to pitch. She's going to be going back to, I think it is Sweden, yeah. So Boston's going to need somebody else to start up, to back up Frankel, especially as how Boston really did struggle when Frankel was down and injured. Yeah. So Frankel was an obvious choice. Alina Muller, yeah. She's somebody you could build around. And now Megan. So do we think Megan Kerr now could be the next captain of the Boston Fleet? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Right there. I mean, just right there. I mean, it's just yeah, because I think Knight's gone. Yeah. Oh my god, we're only one team in already. We've had a shock. Just one team in. We've got 5 more to go. We've already had our first shock of the night. Oh my god, wow. Jesus Christ, what are they thinking? But surely they must know she's gonna go. No way is Seattle. I mean, she could go to Vancouver, you never know. But Seattle, given how Seattle's GM is a former assistant from Boston, you just think, she's going to Seattle. Yeah, she's going. She's going to be their captain and probably will finish her career in Seattle, when she could have easily finished it in Boston. But she is one of those players who think, oh, she might not have that much time left, so... Which is stupid. Why do Pans do that? I know, they've done it, they've always done it with the men's leagues. They always go, whenever a player reaches their mid-first, they always go, oh, there might not be that many years left, blah, blah, blah. Like, seriously, just appreciate what time you got left, this player. Yeah. Oh my god, that is... Wow. Will be shocked if Harry Knight is still with Boston by Monday. After Monday, I'll be shocked. Yep. I will be shocked. Can't believe that. Wow. 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 So already one team in, one team down, we already have a shock. No, but then it cares because that was something we didn't really think of. We already had our picks locked in. It was easy. Done. We just went as easy as we possibly could, but whoo, did that right? Whoo! Wow, that is a shock. So Harry Knight, we think is gonna go from Boston. Yeah, right. Just calling it out. And I'm calling it now. She will go to Seattle. I'm calling it now. Yeah, calling it now. Yeah. Right. Are you ready for your Minnesota? No. It'll be okay. It's not. Oh no. I'm here, honey. We're gonna be fine. No, we're not. Just do it, George. Just do it. Get. Oh my god, they're actually holding each other's paws. Oh my god. Just, oh god. No, I can't. Oh, I don't want to look. No. Just do it. Rip it like a band-aid. I've never done that with band-aids. Just do it. Right, okay. Okay, before we get to who's we protected, I'll just remind you who the trio, said. Now, the purple trio said... Why am I referring to us as the third person? We're right here. Us three said, for our Frost, Kendall, Taylor, Sophie. So, Corey Schofield, High C, Jakes. That's what we said. But we did ponder, could maybe Lee Steckline refer the conversation, could Kelly Parry refer the conversation, could Grace Storm refer the conversation. So, let's see. So, your inaugural back-to-back World Cup champions Minnesota Frost have protected the following three players from next week's draft. They are... Kelly Corey Schofield? Yes! Taylor Heisty? Yes! And the third... It's Lee Steckline. Oh! Okay. Again, 2 out of 3. We've not done bad here. 2 out of 3. I'm sort of okay with that. I mean, I know we said Jakes, but we did really, if you go and watch the episode back, we really did ponder on. Well, could we say Steckline? I think we know, when we got to knowing now the third pick, we narrowed it down between Sophie Jakes and Lee Steckline. So, but oh my god, I just think, oh no. I don't want to think about who's going to go. Because Sophie Jakes is vulnerable now, Grace Stomach is vulnerable, Lee Steckline's vulnerable. Kelly Panic! Oh, sorry! No, Kelly Panic! Kelly Panic's vulnerable. Lee Steckline could have been vulnerable, but she wasn't. Thank you, Nick. I'll just put you there. It's going to be a long show, but guys, it's going to be a long show. Mistakes are going to get made. It's going to be a long show. Okay? It's going to be a long night. Mistakes are going to get made, so just please bear with us. Yeah, but Lee Steckline could have been vulnerable, but she's not. So, yeah, just... I think, given how Lee Steckline had a huge end of the year, I think she had to be put in the conversation to be protected. Yeah. Because I think she could have been... If DMs are looking at what happened to the World Cup playoffs, I think both bankers would have gone, oh, if Minnesota can put up Steckline on the table, I'm happy there. And they probably would have fighted... So you think Seattle Banker would have fought over Steckline? Yeah. If it was strange, I would like to have seen that fight. It's one of the rare times I want to see the backroom politics get on display. Yeah. How do you feel about Sophie Jakes not being on the list there? Because we did say she should be protected. Well, Sophie Jakes is an interesting one because I will probably get to when we get to Orange Road towards the end about trades coming into the teams and making impact. The fact that Sophie Jakes, she came to Minnesota on a trade, but she made a huge impact. That's what, for us three, had put in the conversation. Because I think if Stephanie Davis came that trade last year from Boston, didn't really do as well as she has done, then I think we wouldn't would have talked about having her as our list for protection. It would have been Nada's just Steckline, who is protected, along with Winkle and Panic. Yeah. Yeah. Because they were original Minnesota players. No. But because Dorothy Gates came in and just slotted in nicely and has done really well, even is a nominee for Defender of the Year alongside Claire Thompson, who I'm not sure is going to stay with the Frost. Who's going to stay with the Frost. I think she could be a target for expansion. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh god, so that's potentially both our nominees for Defender of the Year gone. And it's the only category we've got nominees in. Yeah, not worth thinking. I actually am worried about Claire Thompson. I think she might be going. She had a great year. I know. It's crazy to pick up. It's crazy to pick out. Literally, somebody you literally just drafted this time last year could now be gone on an expansion team. That's how crazy it is. That's how crazy the whole thing is. But I am worried that she is most likely going to be at least one of the four we're going to lose. Don't you want to go about the others? Well, I think if anybody needs that fourth slot, it's us. Yeah. But who would be left then? I think if Sophie Jakes has not been taken, and we have the 4 protection slot open, that's where you do it. That's where you do it. That's where you get her, and then, because we need her. I know we could also really do with having Winkle and Panic as well, but Sophie Jakes has been a really great acquisition for the Frost of these last 2 years, so we need to keep her absolutely as a paramount. Obviously, for us, this is going to be really, really hard because we have such a talented and well-depth roster. We knew we were going to be able to keep everybody protected, so we clearly have gone with the decisions we have gone with what we believe is going to be best for us going forward with the... Yeah. I think the picks we made will help us stay competitive next year, even if other teams step up and really challenge us for that cup. I think what we've done is with our 3 picks, it means we do have a chance to still be competitive going into next season. Yeah. Because even if we don't stay champions, we want to at least say, well, our roster's competitive. Oh yeah, absolutely. You always want a competitive roster, even if you are up there competing for the crown, you're literally down the bottom 5 of the goal plan. Yeah. So it's a strange thing because actually I think the picks the selections we made are okay. But the problem is for us, there were other potential options that we could have gone with, like I mentioned Grace, like I mentioned Sophie Jakes was our 3rd pick. Also potentially Grace Winkle, Kelly Panic. There's always a question of what's going to happen with Nicole Hensley. Is she going to get taken? Yeah. Because Maddie Rudy wasn't available to be put on the protection list. Yeah. So we'll have to see how that goes. We're one of the few teams that does have to take the risk with a netminder. No. Boston couldn't. No. So how are you 2 feeling? Because I'm sort of strangely okay. I generally thought I was going to come to this and be like, oh my god, what the fuck have you done? Nah. But I'm sort of strangely okay. I mean, and I think for me now, my anxiety will just go sky high on Monday. It's going to be a very long day for us because the draft is 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That is 1:30 in the morning here in the UK, so it's going to be a very, very long night. So my anxiety is going to go through the... It's going to go through the roof. Don't know about these two, but my anxiety is going to go through the roof. We still have not got broadcast details yet. So... How do you feel? Well, we had no choice. We had to protect Kendall. We had to protect Taylor. Yeah. We said it last week. They're not having them. Yeah. They're not having them. No. Well, as soon as we saw the protection, the list of players available, we were like, they're not having Kendall, they're not having Taylor. So who's going to be the 3rd pop to protect? Yeah. So, yeah. No way. We know how to protect potential future franchise faces. Yeah, and I think Taylor Heisey could easily be when Kendall retires. I think Taylor Heisey could easily be the next captain of the Frost. I think I did say it when we did we drew a protection list last week. I think I did say it. Yeah. So I think Taylor Heisey is a future Frost captain, depending on what happens with Kendall. Yeah. But we had no choice. Yeah. So, but I think it's the right 3. But of course, the problem is there was always going to be other options available, and you just worry now who's going to go from us. I think we need that 4th slot. But I mean, I agree with you, Gertrude. It is the right 3. In the end, it kind of has worked out well for this stage of the process. The question is, what's going to be the next stage of the process? Because if Zombinghole goes, if Panic goes, if God forbid Jakes goes, what are we going to do then? Yeah, but I think with Steckline, I think she would have been, like how Harry Knight is the obvious pick to take from Boston, I think if Steckline was left in vulnerable, I think Seattle and Vancouver would have fought together and she would have gone. So I think what RGM has done has made the right move on that front. As that it does mean that we are going to be sacrificing some really good stuff. We've got no choice because we drafted really these last 2 years. Okay, so now from one champions to another, we're now going to go on to the Victoire de Montreal, of course, with this year's regular season champions. And I will remind you who we said to protect. We haven't done badly so far. Yeah. We got 2 on Boston right, 2 of us right. Let's see what happened with Montreal. Let me find it. Okay, so with the Victoire, us 3 said to protect Marie-Philippe Poulain, Laura Stacey, and Anne-Renee Desbiens. And Montreal, if you can watch the episode, it caused quite a commotion because we had a bit of conversation about should Montreal risk Desbiens go or not. Yeah, I think I said they should risk it because I can't be how she was, and you 2 just basically went no because if Desbiens available, she's gonna go. Yeah. Okay, well, that's who us 3 said. Let's see who Montreal has protected. So I carried on. The Montreal Victoire have protected Marie-Philippe Poulain, Anne-Renee Desbiens, and Laura Stacey. Oh! Ho-ho! All 3 called! We are getting good at this! And it's the first ever draft. It's the first expansion draft. Come on! Put that there. Put it there. Way to go, team. Way to go, team. We called that. Way to go. Well done, lads. Well done. Well, it was obvious with Montreal. I mean, I know there's potentially the risk of losing Aaron Ambrose, Kayla Barnes, who I think are probably going to definitely go. Do you want to name one? Can we do that for each team? I will say Aaron Ambrose, I think, definitely will go. I'm big about Kayla Barnes. There's also Jennifer Gardner, who is up for Rookie of the Year. She could potentially go as well. I think she definitely could go, because I think she is native to Vancouver. So, yeah, yeah. But these 3, you had no choice. Because, let's remind the viewers, Poulain and Stacey are a mad couple. Yeah. They are a mad couple. So if you are lucky on your roster to have a couple, you don't split them up. Yeah. Yeah. You don't split them up by making one of them vulnerable. Yeah. Oh, because imagine how awkward that would be around the kitchen table. Yeah, that would be a... So, how's goes a Victoire? Lovely. How's luck at your end? Well, that's about fine. You do realise now, ladies, there's going to be some euphemisms. There's going to be some euphemisms there. But I can't really try to... Yeah, that'd be awkward. That'd be quite awkward, though. But look, that's been avoided. Yeah. But I think if one of them was going to be made vulnerable, I think it probably would have been Stacey over Poulain, because Poulain is like with Harry Knight and Ken O'Connor. But is a huge face. She's probably the face of Canada hockey. Got the MVP of the World Championships here, despite the fact Canada lost. Yeah, so now let's talk Desbiens. So we have Elaine Chuli, who I don't know if is available or not to be taken. But if Elaine Chuli isn't available to be taken in the expansion draft, then the Victoire, I've got to think they're going to have a good chance of being potentially league champions again. Possibly, yeah. Because I think we all kind of felt like this season just gone. The Victoire were kind of seen as heavy favourites to win the World Cup. They swear about picking their opponent very smartly, because if you watched that first episode of Dr. Jill's when their GM came on to make the pick, she talked about how Montreal thought about it even back to the start of the season, which I kind of thought was a very smart move, because you kind of had to think, well, you might get that position. Now, so you had to start thinking, what would you do if you were in that position? So that was a really smart process. Yeah, it was also being very core about, like, tell us more! Yeah. And then it ended it by being, we've got with the charge. I was like, yes! Because these two didn't want to face Montreal full stop. I was kind of, okay, I'd rather take them on the finals, so it was like, thank you. Yes, you play Ottawa. We'll happily take Toronto down for you. No problems, Montreal. See you in the finals. And Marie Foucault did say the Big 12 got to look in the mirror after being knocked out again in the semi-finals. She did. Yeah, she did. They've only had one playoff win combined in 2 postseason appearances. Whereas Ottawa's got more than them. And us. Even Toronto's got more playoff wins than Montreal. But they only have about 2. Because Montreal's got 1 win combined and Toronto's got 3 combined. Yeah, the 2 from last year and then 1 this year. Yeah, that's Toronto's. Whereas Ottawa got more combined. Yeah. But if eventually isn't available to be taken, then Montreal's talent is going to be stronger than it was this year, and that might give the Big 12 the advantage going, because it's going to be interesting those first few weeks to see how the Inaugural Six is going to cope with the impact of the expansion draft. So if Montreal can keep both their netminders, that's going to put them in a really good position to contend early on. But no, with Montreal, it was kind of obvious who they had to protect. It was like how it's obvious that we had to protect Kale Corso at at all costs. Montreal, their selections were kind of done. Now, you could easily make a case for some of the 3 players that these two just mentioned. So, Jennifer Gardner, who we believe is a BC native, so I think that's probably going to be something that Vancouver's going to probably target. Also, Ambrose, Kaya Barnes. Those are 3 good options that potentially could have been considered, but at the end of the day, Montreal had to lock in those 3 that they have locked in. They had to lock those 3 players in. They had literally no choice. Those 3 had to be locked in by Montreal. It was absolutely. If you're going to have Marie Protect, you've got to protect Laura Stacey, and then you've got to protect Ariel SBS to make sure you have got at least 1 reliable netminder still in your roster, depending if the other one goes. At the end of the show, I'm going to reveal who is still available during the sign window. So that'll be clear at the very, very, very end. We'll protect this first, and then we'll get to that at the end. So we'll see if eventually is or is not available to be taken. But yeah, but honestly, very obvious. And we got all 3 bang on. Can I just say how brilliant that was? Well, the Big 12 made it easy for us. I know, but I honestly, when we logged in these lists, because we recorded that episode last Friday, I think it was last Friday. I put episode push of the week, and we published it yesterday, because we wanted to get out before the expansion process started. I wasn't sure how many of these we were going to be correct. All of on Insta. Oh yes, all the protection lists that we made are available on my Instagram, and I did post a link to my Instagram in that episode description. So you want to check them out properly, you can go and do that. My Instagram handle is at GeorgeHanMusic, by the way, just in case you want to know. Yeah, that's that. So, bit 12 can't make it easy for us, so brilliant work there. Right, let's move on now to the New York Sirens. This is going to be really interesting, because New York have struggled the last 2 years. They spent the last 2 years last in the standings. They are currently the only Inaugural Six team not to have made the playoffs. But they're still alive for the quarters they have with the goal per the last 2 years. Right. Here we go. Let's find it. Right, here we go. So what? They've not protected Alex Carpenter. No! Oh my god! No! Oh, what? But Alex Carpenter's not been protected. I didn't. let me get to who has been protected. Right, so, actually no. First of all, I need to remind you who we chose. So us three said Alex Carpenter, so we're already shocked there. We also said Sophia and Shelton should be protected. And the New York Sirens have officially protected Sophia, Shelton, and Mika Zandy Hart, who is their captain. So again, 2 out of 3. But oh my god, New York, are you insane? What the? Can I do it? Do you want to keep Sophia? Do you want to keep Sophia long term? Well, they're protecting her. Yeah, but who's to stop her from getting traded next season? Well, I mean after next season. So, oh god, so I forgot about the rights there. Who's to stop her getting traded after next season? Right. If Alex Carter goes, because she's gonna go now. She's gonna go now. That's the pick that that's the player that New York could lose. Oh yeah, I'm having that. If I was the GM of either Seattle or Vancouver, I would be like, I'm having Alex Carpenter. Yeah. Bye. Seriously, when Sophia came to the league this season, I'm not sure what we're expecting from her. Was she going to be able to gel through like Taylor Heise did, or was it going to be she's going to have to buy her footing? The fact she managed to gel, not gel, she managed to gel with Alex Carpenter from the get-go, that became quite the duo. So us, we were thinking, well, it's not very often you get a duo like that on your team. Use anything you possibly can to make sure they get protected. Are the Sirens banking on getting that 4 protection slot? Well, if they are, she'll go. She'll be gone before they can get that. But are you going to try and tell me that Seattle and Vancover are going to pass Alex Carpenter? No, they're not. They're going to fight together. No, they are not going to pass on that. So it's like, oh my god. The fact that we had to look up when we did this FDR lists last week, the fact we had to Google who New York's captain was, because we basically said for all but New York to protect captains. Did we do it for Toronto? Sure. Yeah, but we basically said almost everyone's captains. New York we didn't. And we had to Google it. So, yeah. So we kind of thought Mika Zandy Hart would have been an easy pick for Toronto, an easy pick for New York to lose, and then they can replace her with Alex Carpenter. Like how if Toronto was to lose Blair Turnbull, they could easily replace with either Sarah Nurse or Natalie Spooner. We're not fast yet. Exactly. So both New York and Toronto, well, try I said got some time. Both New York and Toronto have got easy options to replace if their captain was to go, unlike Boston. Yeah, so... But seriously, like how you couldn't break up Pearl and Stacey in Montreal. I mean, New York's roster is very, very thin. Yes. The Sirens have literally struggled both on ice and off the ice. I mean, they are still dead last because of tennis. They haven't seen that much privilege this year moving to New Jersey. And Leggy's had enough of it. I know I have. Yeah. They are still struggling with attendance. And now, potentially, you're going to lose Alex Carpenter to one of the expansion teams. Well, if she goes to Seattle, she'll probably get an A on her chest. If she goes to Vancouver, easy C. You're calling it now, future captain of PWHL Vancouver, Alex Carpenter. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, Sophia, yes, had to protect her. She's up for Rookie of the Year. I think she's also nominated for Forward of the Year as well. I need to double check that. She was the first overall draft pick last year. First overall draft pick to be made with the gold plan, by the way. Just to put that out. Because obviously Taylor Heise was used by a snake draft. So that was the inaugural draft. And we know that New York is going to get the first overall draft again this year because they won the gold plan again this year. We know that is definitely going to be happening. Yeah, all we know right now is the actual entry draft order is it's the gold plan winners first, and then it'll be what they decide to do. But oh my god. I don't think you're going to go and replace Alex Carpenter. Nope. I don't think you are. So that is a stupid move on the Sirens' part. But hey, if you're happy to be the bottom feeder... no, I'm going to say it now. Go for it, George. I'm going to say... You can laugh. I'm going to say it now. But to the York Sirens, if you're happy be the bottom feeders, fine. Expose Alex Carpenter. Let her get taken. I'm sure she'll thrive elsewhere. Okay? But if that's what you're happy with, fine. Go ahead. Because somebody's got to be last in the standings every year. It's cruel, but that's the nature of the game. But if you're happy for that to be you, and you don't want to make World Cup playoffs, fine. Let a player like that go. Yeah. Let a player like that go. Because the way special drafts are painted in the NHL, it's like basically saying, well, we don't need you. Yeah. That's what they did in Vegas. They basically, with the Vegas draft, the broadcasters basically try to play it out, well, that's this team saying they don't need you. You can go. Because we value this player over you. And that is what they're basically trying to paint Vegas as in that. Was he's like, oh, these players, they weren't loved by their teams, they weren't seen as bad as well as be protected. Off they go, and they basically just go and basically prove everybody really wrong. In that, because of course we were expecting Vegas to be such a monster, and still are. So yeah, but no. But if the Sirens are happy to be bottom feeders and just keep getting the first draft pick in year out, fine, you do that. Okay, but if Alex Carpenter gets taken on Monday, don't expect us three to cry over you, because we will not. We'll do the told you so dance. So don't expect, so as Carpenter goes, do not expect to come crying to us, because we're not going to have it. You should have done it. You could have afforded to have lost Mika Zandy Hart. You could have afforded to have lost her, because you have got easy options to replace the captaincy. Yeah, give her the A. Yeah, do that. Make Alex Carpenter the captain, then give the A. Problem solved. But no, so the Sirens clearly don't want to do that. They're happy to say bye-bye to Alex Carpenter. So there it is. But oh my god, I'm absolutely just shocked by that. And then we're not done there. I'm absolutely shocked by that. I would not be surprised if she's the first one to be taken during the signing window. Yeah, because they're not going to pass it up. You're right, George. It's like with Harry Knight. They're going to look at a player like that and go, wow, they didn't protect her? Right, I'm having that. And I think, unlike with Harry Knight, there will be a fight over Alex Carpenter and Carpenter. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Vancouver makes a deal with Seattle. You can have Harry Knight if you give us Alex Carpenter. Oh! Who are you, Lord Sugar? Whoa! Someone's going all apprentice now, aren't we? But I won't be surprised if it happened. Woohoo! Okay, right. Oh, God, yeah. Big shock there. Yeah, big shock there. But Sirens fans, don't come crying to us on Monday if it all goes tits up for you. Don't come crying to us. Right, you're a charge. So, here's who we said. We said that you should protect Gwen Phillips, Emily Clark, and Brianne Jenner. And I can now tell you the other charge have officially protected Emily Clark, yeah, Gwen Phillips, yeah, and Ronja Sabalonen. Oh, a capo! A capo. Again, 2 out of 3. We are doing so well on this. We are doing so well. We are doing so well. Oh my god. We need to send this episode to the PWHL. Oh. And just go, look at what we did. We pretty much got almost all of these right. And yet we live in the United Kingdom. We live in Manchester, England, which is a good several hours behind the US, okay? So it's like, we're getting really good at these. I don't think I'll be surprised. No. We all pretty much said Felix has got to be protected. Yeah. And can I just make the point? Go ahead, lady. You go back to end of February when we got the next update about when we might get expansion news. Yeah, they said it could be between the next 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. At that time, back in end of February, I don't think any of us would have been thinking Gwyneth Phillips would be a lock-in to be protected by Ottawa. No, we thought it would have been Emma's matchwork. Yeah. Back in February, I think with Ottawa, you'd have think, right, they're going to have to protect one netminder, but who's it going to be? And we all thought it would have been Matchmeyer, not Phillips. Yeah. But when Gwyneth Phillips had to come in, relieve of Matchmeyer, who went down because of injury, Oldie Phillips literally turned on the gas. And as Phillips said it, she's the big reason why they were charged. Not only just got into playoffs, but had every opportunity to win the World Cup. Yep. So you had to protect her, and you also have to protect Emily Clark. Emily Clark has been a real powerhouse for the charge, and I think we're talking about maybe potential future captains. It could be her. Well, especially as Bianca is now bombable. Yeah, it's now bombable. And then the third pick's interesting. Did anybody really think about that? No, I don't think anybody really thought about that. I'm so glad they didn't go with Jocelyn the Rock, because they could have gone Jocelyn the Rock. And didn't. No. So I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, so Roger Sabalone, that's the Ottawa's third protection pick. Bit of a curveball. Yeah, it's a curveball for us three, but clearly Ottawa's general manager thinks that she could potentially be a huge powerhouse for the Charge. Because if the Charge are going to try to get to go for unfinished business next year, which we think they could easily do, watch out for Ottawa. That's who we're saying going into year 3. Watch out for Ottawa. Because the Charge felt of how are the ones that feel the most impacted by the expansion. They're the ones who feel the weight of it the most. And they talked about how this roster is not going to be the same next year. Look also right. So I mean, Ottawa, they're going to be the ones who need to watch what they're, because they're going to probably go to next season thinking this is unfinished business. And they could do. Yeah, they could do. You know, I wouldn't mind having to hand the crown to Ottawa. So they could do. So I'd say watch for Ottawa, because they're the most improved team this year, and I think they're going to also be team now for going into year 3 next year. So clearly off, they think, well, that third pick, maybe she is going to be a potential future powerhouse, and could really help Ottawa get the job done. Yeah. But so Ottawa's clearly gone for clearly thinking of the win now mentality, because as us three said, Ottawa easily could have been the ones that dethroned us. And we would have had a problem. We'd easily gone, well done, Charge, congratulations, very well done, but of course we were the first one to do it, but well done to you. So we would have done that, yeah. Because I have no problem giving other teams their flowers if they win the World Cup. I have no problem doing it. Yeah, but Ottawa clearly are the ones who have gone into this thinking, it's win now. And we have a team like that who nearly did it, well then, of course, they're going to be thinking, we can win it next year. And they could. Because Gwyneth was able to do that in her rookie season. Can you imagine what she'll do next year while she's had a complete full season under her belt? I think she'll get more starts. Regardless if Ellis Matchmeyer goes or not. Yeah. Because I think Ellis Matchmeyer is going to get taken in the draft. I don't know who's going to take her, but I think she will get taken. So Gwyneth Phillips will have to be starting netminder, and Ottawa has to go into the draft looking for somebody to back up Gwyneth Phillips. Okay. Yeah. So So that's 2 captains not protected. So far, as we go into the final our team. Any more thoughts about Ottawa, or are we ready to move on? I just think with Ottawa, it was kind of like with us. The first 2 picks were kind of obvious, and the question was, who do you go with the third pick? And Ottawa, unlike the Charge for a curveball. But clearly, they think it's going to work for them. Yeah. They clearly think it's going to work for them, so yeah. We're not gonna sit here and say that was the wrong call when technically then it might be the right call for their team. No. Right. So finally, the Toronto Scepters, and I will just remind you who us three said that we would protect from Toronto, which was a really tricky team given how Toronto's got so much star power. So we said that Toronto should protect Sarah Nurse, Renata Fast, and Kristen Campbell. We didn't say Turnbull. We didn't say turnbull. So New York and Toronto were the only two teams we did not protect. I can tell you that the sectors have officially... Oh, Jesus Christ. You're going to hate this. You're going to hate this. The Toronto sectors have protected Renata Fass. Blair Turnbull. And Darrell Watts. Oh, fuck off! Yeah, no, oh, fuck off. Are you joking? Fuck off. Are you joking? So hold on. They've let seven nurse be left unprotected, and they've let Kristen Campbell get unprotected. Well, enjoy missing the playoff next year, Sectors. I'm calling it now. They haven't got a stable net mining tandem. No. Their net mining is so unstable. Yeah. Their net mining is so unstable. Well, so's New York's, but of course, yeah, but New York's nowhere in position to contend for a playoff spot right now. And they never will. Are you seriously saying that Darrell Watts is worth protecting over Sarah Nurse? Oh, get away. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. No. Get the fuck out of here. Get away. If anybody doesn't like swearing, you may want to turn off now. Well, we had this conversation on Facebook with our list about should Ottawa consider Johnson Rock or should Troy consider Darrell Watts? Given how those were two assets they got in that big trade that happened, we all said no. No, let them be vulnerable. Toronto's got right. If Toronto was a team that did not have that much star power, fine, protect Darrell Watts, at least you guarantee it's something you can contribute. But Toronto is a team that's got, list them, lady. Toronto is a team that's got Renata Fass, they've got Blair Turnbull, they've got Sarah Nurse, they've got Natalie Spooner, they've got Kristen Campbell. Are you seriously telling me that Darrell Watts is worthy over those players? Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Can I just say, by the way, Toronto's the one we got massively wrong. We only got one of those correct, and it was Renata Fass. Yeah. Fastest German of our three that we said that is actually correct. So, well, I think we've actually run our luck on this, haven't we? I know. So we've managed to read every team except for Toronto. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad going. Oh god. Right. I think it would have been ridiculous to have let Renata Fass go, especially when she is nominated for the MVP award. And she's also up for Defender of the Year, but I think that's going to be worthwhile. Well, currently worthwhile. Prior to it, it will still be frostbite at the end of the bit. Yeah, Renata Fass, you had to keep her like that. Had to. The other two are question marks. Because I would have protected Sarah Nurse, I would have protected Sarah Nurse over Blair Turnbull. Yeah. Run the risk of that, and then give Sarah Nurse or Natalie Spooner the captaincy if Turnbull goes. And then, because how unstable Toronto's net mining is, then I've got no clue who Toronto's going to lose now. No. I've got no clue now who Toronto's going to lose. Okay, no clue. They're not going to make the playoffs. Because I think Kristen Campbell could go. I think Sarah Nurse could go. I think Blair Not Blair Turnbull. I think... who else is left? Blair Turnbull could have gone maybe. Yeah. But of course can't now. Yeah. So I think Sarah Nurse could go. I think Kristen Campbell could go. Yeah, I think those two could go. And then watch Toronto literally be in the basement. Well, they spent the first half of the year in the basement. And then when Natalie Spooner came up injured, it's complete turnaround. But seriously, did the Sectors not see what we saw in, not just in the playoffs, but in the final stretch of the regular season? that their net mining is literally bombable. You have Toronto is a team right now who has not got stable net mining, but can compete for the World Cup. Yes, New York have got us down mining too, but New York is miles off from ever getting to the World Cup playoffs. Yeah. Miles off. Okay? Miles off. So, if I was Toronto, and I know that my net mining is a problem, I would have locked in Kristen Campbell over Darryl Watts. Yeah. Over Darryl Watts. Let Darryl Watts get exposed. I need to make sure net mining is key. Protect Kristen Campbell. No, and then I can try and find a player like Darryl Watts in the Indian draft come the end of the month in Ottawa. Yeah, that's what happened. But Toronto, it's your funeral. Yeah, it's your funeral. Yeah, just But I think Toronto fans would have come for us if we did such a bit. Yeah, but Sophie James has been with us for pretty much 2 seasons now. Darryl Watts came into them during the end of the first half. I didn't really make that much contribution either, so I'm sorry, it's a stupid move. Stupid move, I have it bite you in the arse. I have it literally bite you in the arse. I knew this was going to get angry at some point, but I didn't think it was going to be on someone else's team. Yeah, it was going to be on someone else's team. Okay, I will just recap all 6 teams protection lists. Then we'll finish off with some more details. So I'll remind you each team protected. So the Boston Fleet have protected Franco, Megan Keller, and Alina Muller. Your Minnesota Frost have protected Kelcoy Schofield, Taylor Heisey, and Lee Steckline. The Victoire de Montreal have protected Anne-Renee Desbienne, Mary Fleet Plen, and Laura Stacey. The York Sirens have protected Sarah Fillier, Air Shelton, and Mika Zandy Hart. The Ottawa Charge protected Gwyneth Phillips, Emily Clark, and Roger Tablolin. And the Toronto Sectors have protected Darryl Watts, Blair Turnbull, and Renata Fast. Right, now the expansion draft moves into the next stage, which is the exclusive sign window, and that begins this time tomorrow. So the exclusive sign window opens on the 4th of June, 9 AM Eastern, and it will close on the 8th of June, 5 PM Eastern. So throughout this period, expansion teams will be given a 5-day exclusive window to sign a maximum of 5 players. There is no required minimum number of players that need to be signed during this window. Any unprotected player or any player on an expiring contract is eligible to be signed during this window. So, I'm going to run you through that now. So let me just get it through now. Okay. Right, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through first off, I'm going to do this like lightning. First of all, I'm going to run you through the players eligible for a team's fourth protection pick, exclusive sign window, and expansion draft selection. So for the Boston Fleet, it's Sydney Bard, Hannah Bilcutt, Hannah Brandt, Emily Brown, Hayley Hartmut, Hilary Knight, Shay Maloney, Ilona Markova, Daniela Pizorba, Jamie Lee Rasseray, and Sophie Shirley. On your Frost, it's May Bapperson, Bria Carl Salem, Nicole Hensley, Clara Hyleroba, Sophie Jakes, Katie Knoll, Denise Pizorba, Brooke McQuigg, Kelly Panic, Dominic Petrie, Claire Thompson, Grace Sunwinkle. Thank you for not umming and ahhing during that. Right, it's a lot to get through. You've got to go through it quick. But thank you so much for that. Right, for the Victoire, it's Ed Ambrose, Kayla Barnes, Abby Barine, Amanda Boulier, Jennifer Gardner, Dara Gregg, Amanda Kessel, Lida Lordblom, Maureen Murphy, Kristen O'Neill, Anna Wilgren. For the York Sirens, it's Laura Bernard, Jamie Boubardet, Alex Carpenter, Jessie Aldridge, Emmy Tacto, Ellie Harchie, Peyton Levi, Maida Nylon. First up, Kaylee Osborne, Abby Rock, Gabby Rosenfeld, Corey Schroeder, Alison Simpson, and Nora Jules. For the Owen Charge, it's Ashton Bell, Gabby Hughes, Brianne Jenner, Jocelyn The Rock, Stephanie Marco, Whiskey, Emma Matchmeyer, Manon McMahon, Anna Muxina, Katerina Razova, Danielle Sadakni, Anita Teetlova, Madeline Webington. And finally for our sectors, it's Kristen Campbell, Megan Cartier, Izzy Daniels, Julia Gosling, Savannah Harmon, Reagan Kirk, Anna Kelslin, Emma Maltay, Ali Monroe, Naomi Nubara, Sarah Nurse, Anika Rattler, Emma Woods. So that's who's still available. Now, the final thing I'm going to tell you is the players who are eligible to be taken during this exclusive signing window only, okay? So listen very carefully. These are players that could only be taken during this week's sign window. Alright, ready? Yeah. Okay, can I appreciate holding off oozing ass? Yeah, thank you. So, the Boston League have 14 players eligible during this week's sign window. They are Lexi Ardija, Kelly Babstock, Gillian Dempsey, Jessica DiGiorno, Lauren Gabble, Emma Greco, Sydney Marine, Amanda Felke, Clara Pastaroba, Jill Solia, Teresa Shefferoste, Emma Soderberg, Cesare Tapani, Olivia Zapfuro. Okay. For your Minnesota Frost, there's 11 players that can be signed during this exclusive sign window only, and they are Charlotte Akabiakik, Marlene Bussolio, Brooke Bryant, Natalie Buckbiner, Claire Burak, Michaela Cabba, Lisa Tara Watkins, Maggie Flaherty, Caitlin O'Donoghue, Maddie Rooney, Liz Shepherd. Yep. So quite a notable names on there. Cabba, Flaherty, Rooney, Shepherds. Yeah. So you thought we were going to be out of the woods until Monday. Right, for the Montreal Victoire, they have 14 that could urge on this window, and they are Sandra Absterola, Elaine Julie, Claire Dalton, Gabrielle David, Claire DeGeorge, Catherine Dubois, Michaela Grant, Ventes, Mamiya Kopolov, Alexandra Lebel, Domenico Laskova, Kennedy Marshman, Kelly Ann Nado, Katie Tabem, Caitlin Willoughby. Only 9 can be taken in the exclusive assignment by from the New York Sirens, and they are Chloe Orterod, Jade Downey Landry, Elizabeth Diore, Taylor Gerard, Alexi Goy, Brooke Hobson, Olivia Knowles, Abby Libby, Taylor Vesper. 12 are up for grabs for the over charge. And they are Jessica Aldosson, Logan Angers, Zoe Boyd, Cheyenne Darkangelo, Taylor Huss, Sam Isbell, Rebecca Leslie, Lucy Morgan, Jinsey Rose, Natalie Snodgrass, Teresa Bizoba, Alexa Basco. And finally, 11 up for grabs for the Toronto Scepters. They are Jessie Comper, Maggie Connors, Kaylee Flanagan, Carly Jackson, Laura Klug, Jess Connors, Rylan McKinnon, Hannah Miller, Cassidy Sorbet, and Hayley Scanora. And also Natalie Spooner. Ooh, big name there to end that on. Right, that was a lot to get through again. I apologise if I mispronounced names. I will obviously put a link to this article in the description so you can able to check out for yourselves. But there you go. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, that is all. That is it. We've gone through all 16 protection lists. We've gone through who each team could potentially lose in the exclusive sign window. It's now full steam ahead. Can I say, we did not do too badly with getting those with our lists. Yeah, I know. Because we did wonder when we locked them in, we did wonder how many of those were we going to get right. We didn't do too badly. Only Toronto. Yeah. Only Toronto did we get so wrong. Everyone else we got 2 out of 3. With Montreal, all 3. We nearly could have got all 3 with us. Well, I think it was always going to be a question mark. Was it going to be Sophie Jakes? Was it going to be Lee Steckline? And we at the time recording just about going Sophie Jakes because I think we felt she would be somebody who would absolutely get taken. So we'll see. We'll remind you that when a team has lost 2 players, they can then protect a 4th additional player. But we're not sure how that really works out, but we'll see how it goes as we go along. Right. So now, the rest of the week is basically going to be keeping an eye on on your respective team's social media and seeing who has been signed during the exclusive sign window. So I imagine it will begin at 9 AM Eastern tomorrow, June the 4th, and will close at 5 PM Eastern on June the 8th, ahead of the expansion draft taking place on Monday, June 9, 8:30 PM Eastern. Whew, it's been a long show. It's been, well, almost an hour since we got underway. I know it's been a long show. It's been quite a lot of shocks. And of course, like I said, we literally did not see those lists until we started recording the show. Yeah. Obviously, I got the article loaded up, ready to go, but I did not see any of those picks beforehand. So us 3, literally, this is a live reaction to those lists as they have literally just been published. Yeah, so a lot of shocks, and I think there's gonna be a lot more shocks still to come. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off because we're not gonna cover the exclusive side window until we get to the draft. Yeah, because I think the way the exclusive side window is gonna go, it's gonna basically be the rest of the week. You're gonna probably, I bet you might just hear one person being signed and then so it'll be all over the place. Yeah. So here's what I did. So we're gonna say the exclusive sign windows for next week. I'm gonna tell you just to finish off this episode, I'm going to tell you our plans for next week with the expansion draft. So we, of course, will be following the expansion draft live on Monday. That'll be 1:30 in the morning here in the UK. So I'm going to make sure we got lots of treats in. We're going to stock up on the Diet Pepsis. We're going to have Mr. Kipling's in, because God knows we're going to need them. And he does make exceedingly good cakes. Yep! This show is not sponsored, by the way, but if it was, I bet we all know what one of them would be. I think Domino's would be another. And Pepsi. Yeah, I'm going to make sure this week to get some much needed treats. Make sure the Diet Pepsis have been restocked. God knows we're going to need them. We're going to follow online. And then we're hoping next Tuesday, or if not, be some point next Thursday or Thursday, depends on if we've got any plans for next Tuesday or not. We'll see how it goes. After the expansion draft next week, we will be doing a recap episode. We're hoping to record it on Tuesday. If not, we'll record it on Thursday next week. It'll be published by the end of next week for definite. We're going to recap everywhere down the expansion draft. So, obviously, the exclusive sign window, and of course, how each pick was made. We're going to go through each and every pick. We're going to do it Seattle first, and then we'll do Vancouver. Yeah. So, regardless how the draft goes. Obviously, at the time, because obviously, so you mentioned most of it today, like we haven't got details about the draft order. No, yet we're very about a few days now away from it. I wouldn't be surprised if we could get that during Monday. I would not be surprised at all. Would not be surprised. No. Yeah. So that's it. So we're going to stay this time window until next week. We're going to save it for as part of the draft recap show we're going to do, and then that'll be it until the entry draft, won't it? Yeah. So it's the entry draft 2 weeks after the expansion draft. It is, yeah. It is. Okay. Wow, it's gonna be here before you know it. It's going to be here before you know it. The order for the entry draft we know is going to be revealed after the expansion draft. All we know about the entry draft is that the York Cyrus' Gold Plumbers will pick first. The rest of the order will come after the expansion draft, which just makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Whew! Right. I think we all need to lie down after that. It's been quite a show. It's a lot of shocks. Let us know what you make of that. Are you surprised by those picks there? Did you get any of them right? Were you like us? Were you almost spot on? What's that, guys? Seriously, we need to send this to the PWHL and show them how many we got right. Seattle. Right. Anyway, is that all? Yeah. Okay, so we'll see. So, us three will be reunited for the expansion draft show. Yeah. Because you're definitely coming for that, are you? Yeah, we're definitely coming on with you for the recap of the expansion draft. We're not sure about the entry draft. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So we'll see you then, and try and have a lovely rest of the week. I know it's going to be stressful because you're going to be thinking who's potentially going to go for your team, and it could happen at any moment. But try to enjoy the rest of the week. And we'll see you next week. We'll be recapping the first ever PWHL expansion draft. But until then, goodbye. Bye.